Using the energies of the full moon on the 19th of August, which is also a supermoon, and a blue moon, which just amplifies, magnifies its energies, this is a good week to let go, to start your spiritual journey, to really connect and align to your true self, your soul. Hello and welcome to Meditate with Victoria. Every week on Sundays, I give spiritual guidance to fill your cup up with the week, explaining the energies ahead. So this week we want to be focusing on cleaning house. Not just your physical space, although that can help with this energy, but also cleaning the space within. When we start on a new path, a spiritual awakening, when we start healing from a trauma or getting rid of an addiction, it's all kind of the same way. We clear out what no longer serves. We get rid of that habit. We get rid of this toxic relationship. We clear out the things that are not supporting our alignment. And once we clear it out, there's all this space. So what do we do with that space? Well, just like in the material world, when we're cleaning the house, we sanitize everything, we wipe down, we get rid of, we throw stuff away, we get rid of junk, and then we wipe it all clean, and then we have emptiness. What do we do? Well, I don't know what you do, but what I do next is I light a candle. I pick a scent that I really enjoy, that makes me feel happy, and I light it and I fill this empty space, this now clean, new space, with light. And just like we do with the house, I want you to do that with your body, with your soul, with your mind. Clear it out and fill that space with light. And just like in our house where we light that candle, I want you to bring the light in to this now empty space, because you've gotten rid of your old habits. You've gotten rid of that thing that is holding you back. So what do? You fill it with light. You fill it with the divine. And if you're deconstructing your faith, your Christian faith, God can be a scary word. And I don't want you to think of God, the God that you have been taught about, a God of jealousy, a God of, revenge. This is not God. God is light. God is love. God does not test us. He's not looking down on us, laughing at us, or, testing us by putting us through trial after trial after trial. No, that is not who God is. We have decided to go through challenges and trials. Before we even got here, we decided those things so that we could grow. The best growth that comes is when there's the most tension and chaos and friction. And it's just, imagine like a band where you're just, you're pulling, there's pulling. And then when it snaps, it's like, okay, now all this emptiness, there was all this chaos, there was all this tension, and now there's emptiness, there's a void. And you need to fill that up with light, because it is you that decides what gets put back in there. You can fill it back up with chaos, old habits, bad relationships, or you can fill it with light. You can fill it with God. When you shine that light, you step into an alignment with your soul. And when you are aligning with your soul, you will find that these new things will be coming out of you. Maybe a new career, a new relationship. Once you get rid of the things that are not serving you, you are allowing space for goodness to come into your life. You are allowing space for your alignment to shine through. And others will see this. And this is maybe where you might run into conflict here. When others see that you are shining your light, some people will become jealous. Some people will become hateful. And that's okay. It is okay. Also, you might start to feel a little bit lonely because you were on one path for a while and you had all these friends and relationships, coworkers, etc., that were in tune to that path. And now you're stepping out on a new path, but you're all alone. And maybe if you're lucky, you have a few good friends that are okay with your growth and you're ever-changing you, and that's great, but that's not always the case. So if you are feeling lonely as you let go, as you purge all these things out of your life, I want you to really hear this. It doesn't last forever. It will last a while, but it does not last forever. Because once you start walking down a new path, you will start to make new friends. You will call into your life at where you're vibrating at, right? So let's say you were vibrating down here. All these people that vibrate the same wavelength, they meet you. You connect. And now you're vibrating up here. All these people and all these situations that are vibrating up here at the same level, you're going to connect with them. And it's not going to happen overnight. So please be patient with the process. Now, how you stay in this new light is by setting boundaries. Now, if you're like me, boundaries are really hard because maybe you grew up as a people pleaser. Maybe you don't like conflict. So you allow yourself to go through stress so that others don't feel the same stress. And that might have been fine while you were walking down this other path. But when we're aligning to our soul, we do things that keep us in alignment with our soul. And I feel like this is a lesson I have had to learn so many times since my spiritual awakening. It's been 5 years now, and I still struggle with boundaries. And I feel like at this point, before they would frustrate me, but at this point, I feel like I get a little bit excited every time somebody tests a boundary or something in my life happens and life is testing me. I get a little excited about it because I know that I can actually set that boundary now. I can actually say no. And every time I say no, every time I hold a boundary strong, I grow. And if we think about the karmic wheel, we're continuously going through these cycles. And if you're really connecting to the earth, if you've done a lot of grounding and shadow work, you will notice that these cycles, the path of life is more like a spiral than a straight line. And every time you get to a certain point on the spiral, you are conflicted with the same situation. And then you come back around the next year, same situation. Maybe it's even happening the same time of year every year. This is when we can break this karmic cycle. We have a choice in that moment when we hit that part of the spiral to allow those boundaries to be broken again. And we'll just have to repeat and have to repeat and have to repeat. Or are we choosing a higher path? Are we choosing a path that's in alignment with us? And that's when we say, no, I'm not comfortable with this. This is not in alignment with who I am, so I will not be doing this for you. And that is when real growth happens. In that friction, in that tension, in that conflict, when we stay true to ourselves instead of pleasing others at our expense. So to wrap things up, when we're coming into alignment with ourselves, we're going to clean house, clear it all out. And then we're going to fill that space with light so that the divine, our higher self, can come in and our light can shine through to the world. And this might make others not like us as much. It might set us down a lonely path for a while, but that's okay. As long as we hold firm to those boundaries, that loneliness, that tension, that chaos, it's not going to last forever. Stay true to your light. And the light, I promise you, the light always stays true to you. God always stays true to us. I hope this helped. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next week.